Yo, the slack is back. Alright, Dead Space 2 Hardcore Run, Chapter 4. This is a short chapter, and it's also very conducive to speed writing, so we're gonna jam this sucker off in 8.5 minutes flat. Let me hear ya. Yeah, alright. And just in case I did a little too fast in the... what was it, the second or third video, I started doing the upgrades. Hitting the upgrade bench. Chapter 2. The first thing I did was apply a hit points upgrade to my rig. That's the first thing I do on hardcore because I want a little insurance just in case I run into a little trouble, get grabbed by a slash and he starts gnawing on my neck, and you know the whole deal. Those suckers can take you down to within an inch of your life on hardcore and zealot. So I like to apply a hit points upgrade first thing, and we'll get back to what I did earlier later. Right now I'm about to apply some damage upgrades to the plasma cutter because, as I said before, I like to have a little insurance for the quick time events in Chapter 5, you know, where that, I don't know what to call it, it's like this mutated tripod, you know, grabs you and starts flinging you around in the Grand Hall, and then later on, shortly after, you have to face the Tormentor. And if you have 3 damage upgrades on your plasma cutter, you can take care of both of those quick time events real easy. And before, in the middle of Chapter 3, when I hit the bench there, I applied a whole bunch of upgrades to get the Dure upgrade for the line gun, because I really like to have that fuse on the time to mine shortened. And we're about to see that in action right now, coming up on our first enemy encounter in the Unity library. Count 2 steamboats and everybody goes boom. 1 steamboat, 2 steamboat, ba-boom. Yeah, no more waiting around for the timed mine to go off. You know, you set a timed mine by a slasher or something, and you know, you put it in stasis, and then the timed mine takes so damn long to go off that the slasher breaks out of stasis and comes running towards you before it goes off, and you're just sitting there with your Johnson hanging out in the wind going, what the freaking hell happened here? You know? This elevator actually is a time lock. You don't have to do anything in this bottom floor of the Unity library. You can just go straight for the elevator and wait for it to open and take off and speed run through it. Like I said, much of this chapter is conducive to speed running. In fact, you can speed run through everything except the Basilica. So now we're in the testing center, the second enemy encounter in Chapter 4, and this is another area very conducive to speed running. In fact, it's not really speed running, you just can handle it the quick way by blowing the hull breach window at the end there. Now I know those hull breach windows give some of you guys the heebie-jeebies. The heebie-jeebies slack? Yeah, the heebie-jeebies. But they can be handled quite easily if you know the trick. Just aim above the emergency shutdown switch. Watch, aim above, and as you're getting sucked out, your aiming reticle will slide down right over the switch and just shoot it, and boom, that's it. Shut it down. So there's really no panic involved in that because you're going to be sucked towards it, you know. So if you aim above, as you're getting sucked towards it, your crosshair, or whatever you want to call it, will cross right over the switch. So all you have to do is just time it, shoot, boom, that's it. But I know there's a cheat for that. You can just go into a side room whenever you hit one of those hull breach window situations. If there's a side room available, you just you know, blow the window and just jump into the side room, and for some reason you don't get sucked out. I guess the game developers couldn't handle that, you know. They could handle everything in the room getting sucked out into space, but have a little side room. Uh-oh, what do we do? Hey, how are we going to work that? Isn't the side room supposed to get sucked out too? Yeah. Well, the game code won't do it. Uh-oh. Well, maybe nobody will notice. Yeah, but people did notice, so that's one cheat you can use on those hull breach windows. But I have no fear. Like I said, I have no fear of those hull breach window situations. No fear whatsoever. But throw a hack my way and I turn into a nervous wreck. Oh no, it's a hack. Oh, what am I going to do? No, just kidding. No, I don't really like hacks. Coming up next, this church is full of, I think there's 3? I just passed one right there. Anyways, 3 fuse locked doors, okay? And if you break the fuse, you can go through the door, and it offers you various shortcuts back to the gift shop. And the gift shop is where all the amenities are, such as the bench, the store, and the save station. They're all in that one little room there that I hit at the beginning of this chapter. So you break the fuses, and you know, allows you various shortcuts to get back to that gift shop. But if you don't break the fuses, this is what I figured out. If you don't break the fuses, that's how you get that gold semiconductor to spawn at the back of the reunion chapel. And you're going to see me pick that up at the end of this chapter there. Yeah, I finally figured it out. Those of you who watched my wife play Dead Space 2, That's alright, by the way. Do a search, a YouTube search for Mrs. Slack Plays Dead Space 2 and watch us do the two-headed monster playing this very chapter, chapter 4 of Dead Space 2. And by the way, if you do that, turn down the volume, because you're going to hear a lot of screaming. Anyways, it hit me during that run that there was a gold semiconductor available at the back for some strange reason. And I was wondering why it was available sometimes and it was not available other times. And I finally figured it out. That's what I think what the game developers worked into the game, and that is if you don't break any of the fuses in the church or in the Unitology Center, that gold semiconductor will be available. If you do break any of the fuses, the fuse to go through the fuse lock doors, that gold semiconductor will not be available. So test it out, get back to me. I tested it out a dozen times. It works every time, unless there's something else I overlooked, but that's what I figured out. Yep, so that's the secret with that. So here we are in the Basilica, nothing fancy here, just line gun spam the whole bunch. Got my line gun upgraded, so I'm not too worried about this. Try to hit him in the thighs or the knees. I think if you hit them below the knees, you probably won't get an instant kill like you saw earlier. And here we go, another hack. Oh boy, it's the end of civilization as we know it. Major Slack is doing a hack. Ah! Run for your lives! She's gonna blow! Yeah. Ooh, and he pulls it off. Alright. You the man, Slack. You the man. Alright. Alright, up and away. On to the last enemy encounter in Chapter 4. The Reunion Chapel. Have to face two rushing slashers. One which is horribly infested with swarmers, which can be real pain. I think there's another batch of swarmers that spawns after him too. So basically the Reunion Chapel is just totally infested with swarmers. And a slasher playing possum at the back. And I'm going to try to jam through that as quickly as possible, keeping up the pace here. Here's another one of those diodes, those fuses there. Break that fuse, you can take a shortcut back to the gift shop, but I'm not going to do that because, like I said, I'm going to get the fabled gold semiconductor. And let's see if I can get both these slashers with one timed line. Figured out if you stay close, that slasher on the left will come up the center aisle, and you get them both. If you back away, the slasher on the left will come up the left aisle, which kind of screws things up. Finally figured out how to get them both with a single timed mine. That's the deal with that. And let's go wake up Sleeping Beauty. Wakey! Got a little creepy crawly on my back there. Take him down, open the elevator, and there is the gold semiconductor. Ta-da! So there you go, that's the secret with that. Want to know more secrets? Check out my ebook, Dead Space 2 Secrets, a 250-page illustrated strategy guide written up by the one and only Major Slack. Yeah, that's me. This ebook will help you totally master the game on Zealot and Hardcore mode, and don't worry if you just started the game and you're playing on normal, it's not too advanced for you. Well, how do I know it's any good, Slack? Well, get your free downloadable sample chapter. Go to the video description right now, click on the link, and go get your freebie and give it a little test drive. Okay, thank you all very much for watching, and I'm out of here.